Hello everyone, Scott here, and this week saw the Scottish Government announce the regulation of the short-term letting industry. Now, I knew this was coming. Anyone in the industry in Scotland should have foresaw this coming, but it's been quite a hot political topic, especially in the Edinburgh area, which is why it's basically went across the whole of Scotland. Now, this week I've been down in Doncaster all week mentoring people in serviced accommodation, and I think over the kind of 3 days there's been 50 people in the room each day, so that's 150 people, and I was saying to them, listen, this has happened in Scotland, it's going to happen in England, it's just will follow in England and Wales. That's the way things work across the border. And I get back today and I see a news article that Bristol has already pushed forward plans to try and ban serviced accommodation, or as they call it, Airbnb, because the people involved in this are totally idiotic and have absolutely no idea how the world works. So Labour councillor Estelle Ticknall says, and I'm quoting, "We want to ban it because it leaves perfectly good homes empty for long periods of time." Wrong. Who has an SA unit in Bristol in a city centre that they leave empty? Anybody watching this video with a serviced accommodation unit, who leaves it empty for a long period of time? No one, because it's losing money. She's fundamentally wrong. She's either an idiot or she's deliberately lying. So it can only be one of those two things. She's either stupid or she's deliberately lying for some political purpose or some other purpose. She goes on to say, these properties are not subject to planning regulations. Yes, they are. They're subject to planning regulations the same way as everything else is. Now, if some people in the SA industry don't get planning, that's the same as some people not having planning for other things. So they are subject to planning regulations, and every individual council has a different take on that. They don't pay business rates. Wrong again. They do. They are subject to business rates the same way as every holiday cottage, every B&B unit, every hotel, every guest house. It's the exact same rules. It just happens to be that the higher Tesco's of the world pay a supplement so that we get small business exemption at the bottom. So business rates are the same for an Airbnb as they are for a hotel. There's no distinction. It's the same planning category, more or less, the same business rates. It just happens to be that we get exemption, the same as a small corner shop. We get exemption. So it's not that they don't pay business rates. They just happen to fall below the threshold, and not in all instances. So hotels tend not to get exemption because they're big and they're above the threshold. So I know many people with SA units, and there will be many SA units in Bristol that do pay business rates because there's lots of units and it's above the threshold. And finally, she says, and they don't pay, Estelle Ticknall, they don't pay VAT. Again, wrong. You had a fundamental lack of understanding about how tax and VAT works. It's not that they don't pay VAT. No business that doesn't generate income of over 85 grand a year, it probably pays VAT. So it's nothing to do with the serviced accommodation or Airbnb. They just see Airbnb as a catch-all term for everything. They're fundamentally clueless about how it actually works. They just say, we want to ban Airbnb because it's a hot topic and it'll get us votes. They think that they don't pay VAT. They do, because if you've got a hotel that earns over 85 grand, it'll pay VAT. If you have a serviced accommodation unit or a group of serviced accommodation units in one business, which is highly likely, even rent-to-rent businesses, if you have more than 4 rent-to-rent properties in a special purpose vehicle, the chances are you're going to be paying VAT. So she's fundamentally wrong or lying. So my thing is, she's either, and the people all over the country, she's either an idiot that's wrong or she's lying for some reason. So this is the same woman. Not only Airbnb in Bristol, she wants to ban Uber, she wants to ban Deliveroo and Just Eat and all these gig economy things, because she says, well, we don't want people ordering food. We want them to go to restaurants and eat because it wastes nightlife otherwise. She doesn't want people getting Ubers. She wants people to physically get taxis. So this is the same as her saying, we want to ban Netflix so that people go to Blockbuster. It's the same as her trying to ban PCs to keep the typewriter industry in business, because she wants people, she's forcing people to make decisions based on the way people used to do it. She's forcing people to make decisions on how she might want to do it, but things are fundamentally changing. The way people buy stuff and shop and drink is fundamentally changing, and these people are trying to ban Uber. They're trying to ban Deliveroo so that people go to restaurants because they believe that consumer behaviour is still the way it's always been. And she's either an idiot or she's lying for some reason. So these are the idiots that are making decisions on your future, on your business. These people are everywhere. They don't have a grasp in reality. All they do, and they're fundamentally lying for some reason. But what is the chance that this is only happening in Bristol? I can guarantee you it's happening in your area. There will be idiots like the woman we've just quoted, because she is the way the world is. This is the way the UK is. She isn't an exception. She is the way people think. It happened in Edinburgh, it's happened in Glasgow, it's happening all over Scotland, it's now happening in Bristol, and it will be happening in your area. These people will be under the scenes trying to get kudos or whatever they're doing. They're going to try and ban your service accommodation business in your area. It'll be working. Read your notes, read what the councillors are doing. And I think 2020 is going to be the year where these idiots actually get a platform and actually start changing legislation. They're trying to ban Uber and Deliveroo and Airbnb and all the gig economy. So be aware that these changes will be happening. You need to get your SA business sorted. You need to make it bulletproof. And I talk about it with the mentees all the time. You need to make it future-proof. Doing what we've always done. We're going to be up against opposition of these idiots that don't fundamentally know how business works. She said she doesn't know how the industry works because she thinks properties sit empty. She doesn't know how planning works. She doesn't know how business rates work. She doesn't know how VAT works. She's an idiot in all these topics, but yet they're still in power to make decisions in your business. It blows my mind, and I am getting very passionate about it. And it isn't, I don't even forget the woman's name. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she's Labour, Conservative. These are the people that will be making decisions, and they will be destroying your businesses across other sectors. So you need to plan ahead. And you need to make sure your business is future-proof. So, very passionate about this topic, but when I see it, I just see people making daft decisions about daft things they know nothing about that can destroy the livelihoods of many, many people. And whether their intentions are good or honourable or bad, I don't know. I don't even remember the woman's name, and I don't care, but there's hundreds of them all over the UK making stupid decisions. Have a great day.